Today, I went thrifting and found over 20 different Funko figures. I started over at Goodwill, and in their front cabinet, they actually had a few bags of Pops. Yeah, I got these 3 here, as well as these 2. Some pretty great stuff, and I guess we'll start with the bag that has 3 characters, and I actually went through already and priced these all out to let you guys know what they're worth. And now this is, of course, if they're in box, so just remember that when I'm talking about them. The first one that I have here is Winston, and he doesn't go for too much, but he's a really fun character. I believe it's like around $6 or $7, like nothing crazy. Then, everybody, I found Tracer, and this is just the regular one, so again, she's kind of just like a regular price for a Pop, somewhere around like $10 to $15, but still a fun one. I'm a big fan of it. Oh, and now problem, everybody, it looks like she's not standing too well either. Does she have a base? Well, she normally would. The good news is Funko does make extra bases, so I can probably just pop one on the bottom there and not worry about it. Again, this whole bag here for the 3 things were $5. And so anyways, the third thing that was inside of here wasn't actually a Pop. It was a mystery mini, still made by Funko, and this here goes for $10, which is crazy that this is more expensive than Winston. Either way, though, still some really great figures. And then these ones here were also next to them. I don't know why they did them in separate bags. Maybe they just kind of like, you know, spaced them out so they were a little bit themed. But anyways, let's do this one here because we have 2 of them from Arrow, and now I'm trying to remember her name. It starts with a K, but either way, she goes for like $36. I'm also hoping she stands all right. Yeah, not too shabby. And then this version of Oliver Queen was about a $20 Pop. So pretty cool. I like it a lot, and I know there are a bunch of different versions of him. I believe the most expensive is him with a tennis ball in his hand, I think. You know what, everybody? I just remembered her name is Felicity, and out of all of these figures here, I would have expected her to be the cheapest just because she's a little bit simpler than the rest. But no, she is $36, and we'll just put these 2 here for now, and then I want to get into these 2 because they had a couple of the Doctor Who ones. We have the 11th Doctor with Mop and Fez. This one goes for about $36 and was originally a Hot Topic exclusive, and then we have the Weeping Angel. This one here goes for about $24, so both of them are pretty crazy, and I paid, are you ready for this? $25 total for all of these. Oh no, wait, hold on. You know what? That's not even all of the ones that I got for $25 because I also ended up getting this Rainbow Dash, and there was one more. This one here. I got an inbox. Check it out. Rocket Raccoon Door. But now this thing here goes for like $4. It's nothing crazy. But the Rainbow Dash is a pretty great one. Let me see if I can get the sticker off of here because there's a big one on the front. Oh, hold on. I've almost got it. Almost got it. That's pretty decent. If you guys want to check her out, though, there she is. And if you're wondering, this one here goes for about $11, so nothing too crazy, but all of this for $25, that's crazy. The next thrift store that I went to, I didn't end up picking up anything, but I did see some pretty fun stuff, like this A&W Root Bear, as well as 2001: A Space Odyssey on vinyl. I even tried it out while we were in the store because they had a record player, and it sounded pretty decent. But anyways, the next store that I actually got something at would have been Value Village, and I ended up getting 2 different things, 5 Pops though. Because I got this Daryl Dixon here that goes for about like $20 to $25, and of course this is in box, so this one here maybe goes for like $15, I don't know. And everybody, the other thing that I got was these here. I was digging around on the back wall, and while I was there, I noticed that they had this Vanellope, which is actually what I believe from a vinyl 2-pack also made by Funko. It would normally be her and Ralph in the same box. I didn't see Ralph anywhere, so I just decided to skip on that one. But I found these here, which I believe are from the Advent calendar, if I'm not mistaken. It's a bunch of tiny little office ones. So we have Balschnickel, we have this one here, which is Dwight as an elf. Then we've got, yeah, check this one out, Ryan with blonde hair, and Phyllis. So some pretty cool stuff. I'm just noticing now, Phyllis doesn't have a foot. Well, you know what? Still, 3 of them are looking pretty nice. It's 2 Dwights. I feel like I'll be able to like put them on my desk somewhere. And again, this was only, I think, like $5, so really not bad. And you know what? Going back to the Daryl here, I wanted to check the year on it. 2012, so a year after they started creating Pops, they made this Daryl here, so it's pretty old. Well, actually, it's really old. It's over a decade. And now let's get into the last store that I went to, which was the Salvation Army, and that was probably the biggest biggest out of all of them. And I know, Goodwill's not the craziest, even though I did get some really great stuff, especially with those Doctor Who ones. But anyways, getting into these here, I found a bunch of Pops in box. They had, I would say, maybe 30 different ones. I don't know how many rows it was. I think it was 3 rows of maybe 10 or maybe 8. I don't know. It was close to 30. And so I ended up grabbing, check this one out here. So we have Amanda Holiday from Destiny, and every single one of these were 10 bucks, which was nice. I was talking to the lady at the front, and she said they just recently came in, and I don't know if I missed any other ones, like did they sell out of better figures? But either way, I still got some really great stuff. And here is Everest from Abominable, which is really cool. It's a DreamWorks movie, and I checked, this one goes for like 27 bucks. Oh, and if you're wondering on the Amanda Holiday here, she goes for about like 17 to 20. And I tried to go for the figures that I don't see that often, but also ones that are probably worth a little more than 10. So anyways, the next one that we've got here is a great one from Modern Family, and I haven't seen Modern Family Pops in a while. It is Cam, and that's the reason that I got this one, because I don't see it that often, not because it's like a more expensive figure. He's only like 14 to 15 bucks. I still thought though, you know what, this is a great one, I've got to go for it. And I also think it's kind of funny that they never did a wave 2 of all of the kids from Modern Family, because if you take a look on the back, we're missing a pretty good amount. Now next up, everybody, we've got this one here, which I used to have in the collection, but I believe I gave it away or something. So anyways, it's nice to have it back today, and I was able to get Daggett from Angry Beavers. This one goes for about 20 bucks as well, very similar to the Amanda one that we talked about earlier. And the box, again, is looking really great, actually on every single one of these. They had one, oh, and I can't remember which hockey player it was, but it was so bad they had to like tape it back together. I wasn't going to be going for that one, especially because I've seen that pop before in nice condition. I just wasn't going to bother with it. But anyways, everybody, then we also have this Arya Stark, and I forgot that they have like their own Game of Thrones line, so I was thinking, oh, 79 in the television, it must be pretty old, but this is actually a bit of a newer one. Well, not too new, but it released in 2019, so it wasn't like the first wave of Game of Thrones pops. That's what I'm trying to get at here. He also only goes for $9, but I thought, you know what, it's still like 6 years old, you don't see it that often, so I went for it. Down at the bottom here, I've got one more inbox, then I've got something else that I found while I was at the Salvation Army too. This one here, take a look at this, is Tomato Head. And I know the Fortnite Pops are super popular right now. I do already have this one in the collection, but I never see him. Like, if I ever find a Fortnite selection, there's never a Tomato Head, so I grabbed him. And funny enough, it was the only Fortnite one they had. I was kind of surprised about that. I was hoping for maybe like a Panda Team leader or Leviathan, but no, it was just him. And if you're wondering, with Tomato Head, he goes for about 8 bucks. So again, nothing crazy on that one, but it's just a pop you don't see that often, so again, that's why I grabbed it. And I think, honestly, out of these ones here, my favorite is probably going to be the Abominable or Tomato Head. But you know what it is? I think it's just the ones where they don't look like people. I really enjoy them. And I thought it was kind of funny, because if you didn't know, years and years ago, Funko had a game called Funko Pop Blitz, and they actually promote it on the back of the box down at the bottom there, because I believe this released right around the time they put him into the game. All right, now let me move these off to the side, and then we'll get into that last pretty crazy thing that I got. And yeah, here it is. For only, you ready for this? $8.99, I got this bag of 4 Pops. You might be able to see inside of it, there are some pretty crazy figures for only $10. So this actually, $1 cheaper than an inbox figure. It was totally worth it. Alrighty, so here's what I've got. The first one, which is not an expensive figure, this only goes for about 6 bucks, but I think it's just so unique. I'm glad it was in here. It is the Cheshire Cat from the live action Alice in Wonderland that released probably in like 2018. Now the reason I was so excited about this one is because whenever you find a Funko Pop out of box, usually the smaller bits are broken. So this with the tail being intact really is nice. It's a fun one. Now these next ones you tend to see a lot, or at least you tend to see Anna a lot, which I was totally okay with getting because again, it was like cheaper than one inbox pop. And this is a really great one though too. I like it. It's kind of just like that original classic one from the first movie. But now here is a character from Frozen I hardly ever see, because I'm sure, like when you think about it, like a kid, if they were to get them at the store, they'd probably pick up Anna and Elsa and Olaf, maybe Kristoff, and then like down at the end, you're like, yeah, they'll also get spent. And so when I saw him sitting in there, I was like, yeah, this is too good. I couldn't pass up on it. Like, if it was just these two here for $10, I maybe would have grabbed it, but I don't know. Anyways, though, having Sven inside of here as well really is amazing. And then, the last figure out of the 4, take a look at this. It is Katniss from Hunger Games in her fire dress. This one here goes for like $36. It is the most expensive out of all of the ones that were inside of that bag, and this alone covers most of what I picked up just at the Salvation Army. And so now, if you're wondering on the rest of these, I told you about the Cheshire Cat being not that expensive at like $6, but Sven goes for like $12 to $15, Anna goes for $10, so yeah, for it being like $10, it could have just been Anna and it would have been worth it, so I think the 4 of these were a pretty great find. And well, anyways, everybody, there we go. That is all that I have for you today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this thrift store hunt because it was probably the best I've had in a long time. And if you want to see me going to more thrift stores, I don't know how often I can do this, but I will try to go to more of them to see if I can find stuff, and maybe I'll put together like a couple different stores over a few weeks and make like a really cool like unboxing once I get them all. But then again, that is just wishful thinking. I don't know if that's going to be happening anytime soon, but seriously though, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow!